Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the ZimmGeek channel. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman, and today we're going to go through another adventure in cartooning. Cartooning 101B, cartooning the head. And don't forget our rules of cartooning. All you need is paper and pencil. Make sure that you draw light because we'll do a lot of erasing, and most especially, don't get frustrated. Now, I know I said on our last instructional video that we would continue with the cartoon body and get it clothed, but I decided that maybe we should do the head first. That way we can really get a lot of fun of the cartooning going, and you'll get a good taste of how things are going to run from there. All right, hang on, here we go. Hey everybody, we're inside my Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how to cartoon a head. Usually I always start out with a circle. Not every cartoon head or cartoon character has a circle for a head. Some characters have different sizes, different shapes. On top of that, the more detail that you put into the head, the more serious your cartoon's going to be taken. That's why even if we're doing superheroes and we throw in that jaw, like I showed in the last video, head makes it a little bit more serious. Makes people take the character a little bit more seriously. But I'll start with a circle. Inside that circle, you're going to want to draw some guidelines. Just a little plus sign right through the middle. Just to tell you where your features are going to go. Now, if you're going to have the character looking off to the side, you're going to want to think of that circle as a ball. And you're going to want to make your guidelines curved in order to show where the features go. Of course, the eyes along the center line, the nose a little below that, mouth between the nose and the chin. Here, if he's looking sideways, same basic thing. At the end of that line is the ears. You'll have to figure out where the side of your circle is there on your character, and in order to throw an ear in. That's really the basics. If he's looking up, he's going to be looking up. And again, the guidelines are up. Here's a cartooning secret. If you're drawing a baby, your guideline's going to be lower for the eye run. Babies have a taller forehead. Give it a little chin. Boom. All of a sudden you have a baby. It works that easy, and it is that simple. The more you draw, the faster you're going to get. The more you practice, the easier it's going to draw or be able to draw. But the key is to just have fun. Now, eyes. Oh man, when we start getting into the features, everything from this point on is all a matter of style. It's your choice. These are your cartoon characters. You can do with this whatever you need to do in order to get your point across. Eyes. There's so many different versions of eyes. There's dots. There's reflections inside of dots. There's circles inside of circles. There's circles inside of circles inside of dots. Or a dot inside a circle inside a circle. If you think about it, our pal SpongeBob has those eyes. Right? Right. There are all sorts of different ways to draw eyes. Eyes are, as the old cliche goes, eyes are the window to the soul. If your character's half awake, he's probably got a little bit of an eyebrow down. If he's angry, you can also turn those eyes in. Any kind of detail that you want to add is entirely up to your style. More feminine characters are going to have eyelashes, of course. There's all sorts of details that you can add. It can be as detailed or as simplified as you want to make it. It's as entirely up to you. The object is to do it and to have fun while you're doing it. You can be as detailed with that eye as you want to be or don't want to be. You can add anime eyes. There are all sorts of different kinds of eyes. If you look at the cartoons that you enjoy, take a look at those eyes and just copy those and give your character some eyes. That was a little bizarre circle there. And I always give my characters, when I give the examples in class, a couple of different eyes just to throw people off. And then I tell the students that my character ends up looking really strange by the time we're done. And again, noses. Whew, you think eyes are crazy, noses are even crazier. For noses, you've got C's, you've got G's for that nostril. You've got points, you've got L's. Anything, any kind of mark that you want to make. Anyway, there are shadows underneath. You can also use a V. You can use a V with a shadow. You can use dots. You can use dashes. You can use dashes with a little half circle above them. If he's got a turned up nose, you can use circles with a circle around it. If you're drawing a pig, if you're drawing a bear or a cat, you might use kind of a triangle. Of course, old style, Walt Disney nose looks like a ripe olive at the end of their nose. There's usually more nose added to that with a ripe olive at the end of it. That's just a black circle with a dot in it. Reason for that, this kind of nose, I think, is goes back to clowns in the circus, big red nose in the front of their face. Again, all sorts of different ways to draw noses. All sorts of squiggly lines will work. I've seen that nose before. Tell you the truth, there's no real wrong way to draw a nose. If you do a squared off nose, who's got that nose? I'm sure we all know who has that nose if we watch cartoons. Ferb has that nose. All right, give your character a nose. I'm going to give my character a nose. Okay. This is all part of the fun of cartooning. There's really no wrong. Really isn't. It's just a matter of playing with it. And if you're telling a story with your cartoon where you're telling multiple panels, the big key to remember is to stay consistent. Don't change a person's nose from panel to panel. He's not going to be recognized. Mouth, we're going to leave the mouth alone for right now. But ears, oh man, here we go again. This gets crazy. C's inside of C's. I've seen C's with a 3 in them pretty much lately. There are every combination you can imagine. You can bend it, shape it, add a lobe, add more detail if you want, throw in less detail if you want. Of course, there's always that bear ear on top of the head. Usually for a human being, it's going to be on the side. The farther along the top of the head you get, the more animalistic your character is going to look. Obviously, if you've got somebody who's got ears that are up there, they're not going to look, you're not going to get the impression that they're very human. All right, there's points of every size, shape, just like I said with noses. It's really up to you. You really have to sit here, play around, have fun with it, give your character some ears. Now, ears aren't nearly as important as eyes and nose. Ears can very easily be hidden by hair. And that's the next thing when you're cartooning ahead, is deciding what kind of hair to use. And if you think eyes and noses and ears are crazy, hair is even worse. All kinds of different types of hair. Hair also adds to your character's personality. You want to remember when you're designing a cartoon character, especially if you're going to be consistent and draw that character over and over again, you want to make that hair part of the character's personality. If somebody is sad, the hair is probably going to be droopy. You know, it's not going to always stand upright. The other big thing to remember about the hair is that hair doesn't just sit on top of the head. It's a very easy early artist mistake just to throw in hair that are like little rays of sunshine. And honestly, I don't know of anybody who's got that kind of hair, except a young artist drawing who doesn't know any better. Hair will not just sit on top of the head, it'll sit in front of the head. Even if your character has a buzz cut and his hair is very tight to his head, you are still going to see hair in the front of the head. Now, there's all kinds of different kinds of hair. All kinds, just like there's all sorts of different kinds of people. And it's just going to take a little bit of time, a little bit of playing around, a lot of practice to get your hair to where you want it. Right? There's crazy hair, there's frizzy hair. And it can be as detailed, just like with the eyes and the other features, it can be as detailed as you want. Everything goes into your style and how much time you want to spend getting your point across. Always in front, sometimes on top, unless you have a hairline like mine. I'm bald, so I just have hair that wraps around the back of the head. Could also go around the back. Automatically, you're getting a feminine look from this character because it's got long hair. Doesn't necessarily hold true, of course, but sometimes that works. I don't think anybody's going to mistake Thor for a female, but he does have longer hair. Shadows on the hair, more detail, just adding strands of hair. Again, your choice, whether it covers the ears or not. You can always add, there's always frizzy hair, there are braids, there are every kind and type of hair that you could ever possibly imagine. Hair also goes for culture, ethnicity. Your personality is going to be tied into your features, your eyes, your nose, your mouth, and your hair. So, sit and play with it for a while. Have some fun. You get a few minutes to just sit and doodle away, you know. The more you do, the better you're going to get. The more you're going to see in your mind's eye and your imagination. Glasses, again, circles, basic shapes. You don't have to spend a lot of time. Mustaches, just added scribbles. It's that easy. It's meant to be that much fun. Throw some hair in. Here's my favorite kind of hair. I like to call this Goku hair. Out the back. Now, as far as chins go, adding more features to the face. The more pointed your character is, the more heroic, the more mature it's going to look. The more rounded your chin is, the more softer your character is going to be. Everything that you bring to your character is going to add to his personality. Once you get to this point, of course, you can go through and start erasing these guidelines. You no longer need them. They're not there for anybody else other than yourself. Now, very quickly, I'm going to cover a little bit of expression. It's something, again, that somebody who's just starting out might not think about, but those eyebrows on your person are very important. Just a couple lines is all you need. But on the other hand, all you need are a couple of lines to really get your expression across. If you want to make the character mad, throw a few eyebrows in towards the middle. All of a sudden, he looks a lot more determined, more angry than he did before. If you take those eyebrows and you turn them up, all of a sudden, the character looks a lot more concerned. Then everything else comes down to the mouth. Mouth, again, the more detail you add, the more ethnicity you can add to it, or the more softness you can add to your character. That's entirely up to you. If you're drawing a feminine character, you're probably going to throw some eyelashes in there. And take a look at the different cartoons that are out there and see how they do it. Decide for yourself if that's the right or wrong way for you to do it. There really isn't a wrong way unless you're not getting your point across. So, have fun. Draw some faces. Take a little time with it when you get a chance. All you need is a few dashes, a little bit of paper, some pencil. You can sit there and just sketch away. Add some round cheeks, makes them look younger. Eyebrows. Emphasize the eyes a little more. Boom. Not a whole lot of difficulty to it. Make sure you don't overthink it. Next class, we'll go through a little bit more on emotions. We'll add a little bit more detail, and we'll start getting into the actual cartooning of this face in order to add to your expression. All right? Hope you learned a little something. Hope you had some fun. If you enjoyed yourself, please click the thumbs up below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. Ring that bell for notifications. Drop me a line in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Every other video that I'm going to do, I want to do as a cartoon instructional. Next video will be about comics. Video after that, we'll work on those expressions and really get into cartooning. Everything builds up from here. So until then, take care, and thanks a lot for being here.